Welcome, welcome! We are celebrating our 300th video on this channel, WeWantsTheRedhead. It all started in July 2020. Animal Crossing was the big craze. We started a new little island called Potpourri. We just had Redwit as the starting villager here, as a resident representative, as she would soon become after she named the island. Our starting villagers were Tammy and Teddy. We didn't think we were going to like Tammy because we'd heard some negative stuff about her before we even started playing the game, but she turned out to be one of our favorites, and we still have her to this day. Our first sea bass, the bane of our existence. Catching some bugs, starting getting the milestones. Again, this is still just day one. We were getting all this stuff accomplished in day one. It was 4th of July weekend, 2020. All the milestones. We got a gift from Teddy. We got blathers for the museum, so we started collecting all the specimens. Got the museum to move in. We were just raring to go. Making friends with Tammy and with Teddy. And that was the week that Nintendo introduced the diving mechanic into this game, so we actually got it to do it on our first day, whereas some of the other players that have been playing it since game release had not had that for a few months. So then further into July 2020, we got stung by wasps, unfortunately, but that enabled us to get the recipe to learn how to make some medicine. Getting the proper museum instead of just the tent. We were starting to collect our villagers and the shop, so we helped Timmy and Tommy. We got some new hairstyles. We tried that out here. Just all kinds of fun. We got our first lazy villager. We saw our first wisp. Set up our shop. And we got Mabel for clothing. Getting some reactions from Tammy. And we got our mama eagle, Celia. We got to upgrade our house with all this stuff in our first month. And we got Winnie, who we now regret letting go because she was so cute. But just getting all the milestones done in our first month of the game. Getting some music in the plaza. Buying our first turnips. There we go. Making some money. Using our medicine to take care of Mama Eagle and Isabel. So we were just growing in leaps and bounds, and we finally got Mary as well. And we started visiting some friends and having some friends visit us, getting some good networking there, some good friend groups on some of the streamers and YouTubers. Finally got our 3 stars, so we got the KK concert. And now we could start terraforming on other friends' islands. Again, we saw that well, the Samara well. And we visited some friends because they had time traveled. We were still too chicken to time travel at that point because we didn't want to ruin anything on our island. So we'd played about a month, and I think it was time, after seeing some dream addresses and visiting some friends, that we introduced a friend. So enter Maps, reckon like a wrecking ball, our fellow ginger best buddy. So he took up residence on Potpourri. So he started talking to all the villagers. He bought himself some turnips too, start making some money. He started collecting all his milestones and stuff. Of course, he didn't have a house yet for storage. So Sunday nights in August they do the fireworks, so Maps got to participate in that. Got some little fireworks swag and some cute little summer clothes. He started doing some dream islands too. Upgrading his house, he started working really quick to make some milestones. Getting to spy on some interactions between our villagers here. We thought it was hilarious that Celia was just staring down Boots to get that stump. So he wasn't really into fishing, but we just stayed there just to watch this go down. So as soon as Boots gets up, boom, there goes Celia. We just thought that was so funny. So, of course, Maps was getting some donations into the museum as well. So then we decided it was time for us to go on an adventure. So we found us DeLorean and we started time traveling. So we did end up branching off the timeline, and we had started the upgrade to the shop before we went time traveling. So we're back in time here, and it's under construction even though we had done it in April. So then when we came back, we had to jump ahead 4 months. And so everybody's like, oh my god, you haven't been here forever. Of course, like they do, you know. So they were all like, oh my god, it's been forever. Of course, we get cockroaches, because if you don't play for many months, you get cockroaches in your house. The only bad thing that we forgot is that Maps had bought a whole bunch of turnips. When we time traveled back forward, and boom, all his money. Sorry, Maps. We have since paid him back in full, though. Fireworks show on the branch timeline when we came back. Got to experience all of that. Redwit now has her new ponytail hairstyle that she still sports to this day. So then it was getting time for Halloween in 2020. We had to introduce our ghost hostess with the mostest, little Leota, making some good friends and playtime with Redwit and Leota. We immediately set to work on the pumpkin patch and the Halloween decorations. Of course, a ghost catching a ghost. And Leota, of course, is home to the Haunted Mansion. We thought it was really funny that Teddy was trying to scare her. Teddy is going to be moving out, so Leota's going to find a replacement for Teddy. Just some spooky scenes with Leota. And she's the one that found our Uncle Rooney, who we still have to this day as well. We're never going to let him go either, because he's one of our favorite cranky villagers. Leota getting to spend some time with Maths. We got the dual play thing going on with our Joy-Cons. And then it was actually time for actual Halloween. So of course we all had to get the emotions, or the little reactions, and do all the trick-or-treating. Trying to scare our fellow villagers. You see Jack walking around in the upper right there with his big pumpkin head. Now it was getting close to Thanksgiving, so we were going to introduce your cousin from Boston, our good old Samuel. So he was the talk of the town when he moved onto the island. So we got him because, one, we wanted to make a little British / Boston Tea Party area, and we are also going to make his house like a colonial house, with the basement being the crown jewels that you would have in the Tower of London. We thought it was fitting that one of the forefathers of the American Revolution would have the crown jewels in his basement. We stole them. So he got to work getting his milestones and catching some bugs and getting some gold. He got stung by wasps. You know, all the usual stuff. I think he was the first one of us to find a pearl and not be gifted one from Pascal. So we had our 4, and now it was time to make 5. We had a visitor from the 80s move onto our island in March of 2021 in his DeLorean. Good old Hawkins. His purpose was to bring some 80s decor to the island and to start our first mall. So of course he was also the talk of the town when he moved here. Everybody wanted to use his DeLorean there. You see Roscoe. Here's the start of the lobby of the Starcourt Mall, which he developed by his winnings on the slot machines. But he was finding that there was nobody his age to go to the movies with in his movie theater, so we created a Clue Island with the limited edition Animal Crossing Switch. So Sleuth on Clue was going to be his playmate. And the Clue Island is a southern hemisphere, whereas Potpourri was our northern hemisphere. So it's summer when we have winter here. So her island is set up as the whole Clue board game, like the Clue Mansion from the movie and the board game from the actual board. So we know that for her island, she's of course the Sherlock figure, and she needed a Moriarty, so we knew we were going to have Raymond be her Moriarty. And we had Raymond on Potpourri, so she was going to be making good friends with Raymond, so that whenever we have him move out from Potpourri, the plan was to have him move on to Clue. That was the plan. So then it turns out when she was able to develop more and get more houses, she got her campsite. The first campsite villager is always a smug, and who should it be but Raymond? So we didn't even have to get him from Potpourri. So there's her little biopic there. We went on along that way for like a little over almost 2 years, and then we decided we needed a science island because we wanted to do some experiment stuff, like what happens if you do this. So this island is themed after sci-fi, Dharma from Lost, which is why you saw the 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42 numbers there. We're going to have everything science on this island. So all kind of sci-fi type villagers. So that's we're gonna all the robot villagers, all the alien type things. It's gonna be a total city, and it's gonna have some Avengers type stuff and some sci-fi type stuff. So you can visit it, and we've also posted some. We've got the Bifrost Bridge from Thor. Here's R&D, who's our resident representative of science, catching her scorpion there. So at this point, by 2022, we have Potpourri, we have Clue, and we have science now. 7 total players. But Maps decided he wanted to have a cowboy island, so he branched out on his own. He left Potpourri, so the Potpourri, the P5, as we called them, is now just the P4, because Maps is doing his own island on Skedaddle, Wild West. So he set up a gold mine and saloons, and if you watched the Turkey Day Parade video in November of 2023, you'll see that the parade was actually hosted on his island, and it will be going forward as well. Wild West. Yeehaw! So then we started branching off into some other non-Animal Crossing games. So we've loved Clue, the actual board game Clue, since we were a little kid. So we found an online version on the Switch, so of course we have to get into that. This was actually a live stream that we did. Back in 2023, I believe. We've got all these different types of board game to choose from, and you can choose any kind of character from any of the themes that you want. So like even if you chose the Snowy Peaks board, you could choose a classic character. You don't have to have the Snowy Peaks characters on the Snowy Peaks board. So there's so many different options that you can do and play. And you can play with 3 players, you can play with 5 players. You can play multiplayer, like if you have friends that want to play with you, or you can just play against the AI. So in all of the live stream that I posted, I was just playing against the AI, and I was just using 3 players, just to kind of keep it a little bit simple. And of course I have to choose Miss Scarlet as my character. So it automatically rolls here. We also started playing some Lego Star Wars on Star Wars Day. It was actually May 4th of 2023 that we posted our first episodes. So this is just kind of some of the cutscenes here. You can watch that playlist on this channel to see all the actual levels. So it always starts you with episode 1, which is the Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan, episode 1, volume 1. But we actually just played through that. We didn't post that because we were to post them in order of the way the movies came out. So movie 4, and then 5, and then 6, and then we'll do 1, 2, and 3. And then we just recently bought 7, 8, and 9 as well. So we'll eventually be playing all of those. Back to Animal Crossing. In June of 2023, Taneleer Tavon, the collector that you might know from the Marvel movies, particularly Guardians of the Galaxy, took residence on Science. And of course R&D had already made the Science theme logo t-shirt, so he's going to sport that. He's also going to make his own designs of the Tavon tee, which he will wear in just a little bit here. He got VIP treatment at Brewster's pretty quickly because he was in there for coffee all the time. He's a coffee fiend. So now Brewster tells him he's allowed to get to-go coffee on the side, like a VIP. So important. Catching. You've got to collect them all. Since he is the collector, he's going to be collecting every type of critter, every type of furniture item, all the kind of holiday themed things. He's going to be having little displays all over his section of the island, which is in the back. It's in like the northeast section quadrant of the island. So again, he's got to catch them all. He made his Tavon T design t-shirt. He was going to wear it, but you can't wear it, I guess, when you're inside. So that was kind of a bummer. He sat there and made the design, and he can't wear it until he goes outside. But he did get points for that. So that was pretty cool. His first custom design, the Taneleer Tavon tee. So we started playing some Dinkum. First we created just a regular island of New Potpourri. We've since created a couple other islands, and we also have a playlist going right now of actually creating the Disneyland theme park in Dinkum. So definitely check that out as well. That's something that's really neat. It's coming along really nicely. We're pretty much done with Main Street and Adventureland. We've got a little bit of Frontierland going, and we're also going to expand out to the California Adventure side and make a vineyard and some of the California Adventure rides, and Soarin', the ride Soarin'. So definitely stay tuned for that, because we're getting going on that as well once we pass Halloween and do all this stuff. But this is just the first island that we ever did, called New Potpourri. Fighting all the crocodiles. We had been seeing other people play Dinkum for a while and were hesitant because we like crocodiles and we didn't want to hurt the crocodiles, but now we know why. We started playing some Lego Pirates. It started with an ill-fated live stream that kind of crashed in the middle of, I was almost done with the first level that I was streaming, and then it crashed. Didn't save my progress, so I had to stop the stream and then fix it and then restream. but it didn't save any of my progress, so we didn't go back to level 1. We just did a random level on the rest of the live stream. So if you're seeing that on the channel, that would be why, because we had technical difficulties. Some more Lego games, some Lego Harry Potter, because we got all these Lego games all at once because they were having a special sale on all these Lego games. So we have all these Lego games and have pretty much beaten them on the original Wii, but we didn't have them on Switch or anything. And the streaming from my Wii is like practically black. Like, no matter how I do the contrast or anything, it just doesn't look right. It doesn't broadcast right. So I wanted to go ahead and buy them on Switch so that I could stream them on Switch. And they were having a super sale. It's like a few dollars for every Lego game. So I just went crazy getting all the Lego games. So that got the Harry Potter stuff going there. And then Disney Dreamlight Valley came in just a few months ago, and it was all the craze. It actually came out, I think, over a year ago, and people have been playing it, but I held out, and then finally I was like, alright, because I don't need any more to do, right? But I just couldn't resist seeing that you could get like Vanellope and Donald, who's our favorite, and just so many cool things that you can get. So I finally broke down and got it, and I love it. I think I only so far have just a couple videos on the channel, but I've filmed a whole bunch. I just need to do edits and stuff like that. I've gotten quite a long way on my Disney Dreamlight Valley. I've unlocked quite a lot of things, but haven't really shown all you guys. My favorite thing was cooking with Remy. Getting all the recipes, and he teaches you how to cook and what ingredients to use and stuff. And you can make a 1-star dish, 2-star, 3-star, all the way up to 5 stars. And then you can experiment once you start cooking more. So this was one of my first dishes that I made. Got so excited about. I hope you've enjoyed this journey on our channel so far. Thanks so much for watching and watching all these videos. And definitely subscribe and keep watching. We love having you on here. Click that thumbs up to like this video. And check out all of our playlists. Thank you again for 300 videos, and we're going to have 300 more. See you next time.